The probability of a September rate cut is now at 94.4%, guys. Let that sink in. This is more interesting than a lot of people realize here. And if you're a crypto holder, you really want to be paying very close attention to this, because if a rate cut does end up happening, which I am even leaning more towards now after the CPI numbers came out, which of course is the reason why the market reacted in a really positive way, in my opinion. Inflation was cooler than expected, and the traditional market had a great day, as well as the crypto market. But pretty much over the last few months, I've been targeting September to be the month where we finally see that rate cut. But now this specific target rate probabilities, the fact that it's 94% is something I want you guys to keep a very, very close eye on. But welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the XRP holders. Love each and every one of you guys. You guys are amazing. Watch this video till the end. And of course, if you want to see more of these updates, you guys know the drill. Smash that like button and all that good stuff. But looking across the board, double-digit gainers across the board right now. A lot of excitement within the crypto space. XRP, on the other hand, right now, as of recording this update, is up 5% at $3.28. And also up about 4% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation at 194.5 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $8.1 billion. But as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So take a look at this. Standard Chartered raises Ethereum forecast to 7,500 by the end of 2025 from $4,000 and to about $25,000 by 2028. And I like their forecast about 2025, because I think that would be a realistic forecast for ETH if you did watch my Ethereum update. But you can really see the stance on Ethereum shifting, and this is something we want to be paying very close attention to, as I have stated in my videos before. But what I want you guys to note is this: another $500 million into spot ETF for ETH. That's insane. So the day before yesterday, which was of course September. Sorry, not September. I'm already in the month of September. Come on. I meant to say August. 11th. We did see literally $1 billion of inflows, a record high. And yesterday we saw another $500 million, so fifth best day since launch. Now 2.3 billion over the past 5 trading days. Since the beginning of July, spot Ethereum ETF has taken in nearly 1.5 billion more than spot Bitcoin ETFs. This should be an eye-opener. And this explains a lot why we are seeing, because if you're looking at Bitcoin right now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Bitcoin is sitting above $120,000 right now. $120,000 right now, yet the dominance is still showing weakness. And that is due to Ethereum, believe it or not. And this is what you want to see happening. As I've said time and time out on my channel, this is what we want to see happen. And this is going to have a positive impact on the likes of XRP. But yeah, look at this. XRP will surprise many, currently consolidating around the previous all-time high. Time to resume the bull run soon. Totally agree with that. We're going to pull up the charts, and I'm going to kind of highlight and give you guys a little bit of my perspective on the price of XRP. But the next few hours are very, very interesting, because of course we're getting very close to some of the key levels. But look at this. XRP on a third day in a row of green net inflows. Historically, we've only seen a max of 5 days of continuous net inflows. Let's start breaking those records. So if we go over 5 days, that would be quite something in terms of inflows. And I wouldn't be surprised with the way the dominance is moving right now. This is amazing. And M2 money supply at an all-time high. So are we about to see Bitcoin really following the trend? Because right now Bitcoin is pushing back up. And remember that wick up to 122,382, which came very close to an all-time high. Are we about to see this wick filling in, I personally believe, yes, might see a rejection around the 123,000, which was our all-time high back in July. But after that price discovery mode, and I think the overall market is going to react to that as well. So buckle up, holders. But take a look at what Ali says. Multi-year triangle breakout in November 2024 puts XRP bullish target to $12.60. And right now, this is what I want to kind of discuss right now with you guys. The price of $12.60. Right now, a lot of people are going to be like, no, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Yada, yada, yada. And you guys know I'm a very realistic when it comes to XRP price targets in general. But if Ethereum or if Bitcoin is, to reach, let's say 250,000, which a lot of people are projecting, and some people are projecting, ETH to reach $8,000 to $9,000. Even I would think, $8,000 to $9,000 for ETH is not an unrealistic thing to be looking out for. Again, not financial advice. Only time is going to tell, and it's my personal opinion. But XRP, it's consolidating at $3.30 right now, quite nicely, and obviously all-time highs around $3.80, the unofficial all-time high. But if XRP is able to, maintain its valuation and its market presence at the third spot, and if the ETF launches, I think there's no doubts based off of what we have seen with the competitors, other projects across the board. It just doesn't make sense why the likes of XRP cannot reach these specific price action. A double-digit XRP, I think, is on the table. I've shared that with you guys on the channel before. Might not happen this cycle. I personally want to make that clear. Might not happen this cycle. We might not see a double-digit XRP this cycle because, again, a lot of people have totally forgotten, historically speaking, the cycle should end sometime late this year. Like, a lot of people have completely forgot about that. And usually every time when the cycle is about to come to an end, people have already forgotten and people just continue to raise their target. Maybe in the, 2027 or even 2026, if we do see a super cycle, only way we see a super cycle happening is maybe if we do see, projects like XRP getting that, capital gain tax exempt. If that happens, that would bring in more inflows than ever. Again, these are factors we need to keep an eye on. Obviously, IPO, that would bring in hype factor, but I think the target, like the road is clear to go to that double digit at XRP, but it might not happen this year. So I want people to keep that factor in mind because that would mean quite a large move for XRP. If you want to put this into perspective, a $12.50 XRP right now is about a 290% move from where we currently are at. And that would put, the market valuation, let's actually put that into perspective. So, 200 times 2.5, we're looking at almost, guys, $500 billion. So, sorry, my math, it's really, really late here. So, actually, let's do the math again. Apologies, guys, it's very late. So, let's just do this again. So we're looking at about half a trillion dollars. And if ETH is, going to be well over $1 trillion, and we do see an XRP ETF, and a lot of people are projecting XRP ETF to, like right off the gate, do crazy numbers. What makes us think that XRP cannot reach those valuation, especially when we know it is a deflationary asset? And of course, it's not a deflationary, it's not that the coins are being burned in a snap, a bunch of supply is being burned in a snap. Obviously, it's going to take time. If you really understand the XRPL ledger, you understand where, and if you even understand RippleNet, you understand where XRP comes into play. And how the burning mechanism plays. But of course, if it gets to that level, if the XRP ledger does get to that level, RippleNet gets to that level, the sky's the limit at that point. But do not expect or do not think that, I would say let's keep it a little bit realistic. I personally do believe we will see XRP reach, a new all-time high. I think there's no doubts on that based on what we have seen in the past. Just July 21st, we were sitting at $3.68, came very close to the unofficial all-time high at $3.80, which is recorded on some exchanges. But again, we got to take it one step at a time. If we see maybe, let's say, Donald Trump coming in and saying, guys, you know what? US-based projects like XRP, XLM, Solana, and so forth, they're tax exempt. that will be that shift, that shift, that super cycle confirmation. That would be it. But until then, let's keep it a little bit realistic, on that side. Do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But if you were to come and ask me if my personal thoughts are, whether or not XRP is going to reach $12.60, if I were to say if that's going to happen in the future, I'm confident we will see XRP at those prices, but might not happen just this year. With that said, let's take a look at this. SEC did complete a 180 to the other side of the spectrum. XRP will be the first large one targeted by the SEC, last one to be freed. And that's so true. They were the first ones that, got hit with that massive lawsuit, which shook the crypto space, to be quite frank with you. Had everyone talking about it. And then, we saw like a similar pattern playing out with multiple different crypto companies and even projects. But, it really sends a big clear message as to how far things have really come. And on top of that, Ripple taps now into Cosmo EVM to expand the XRPL ledger utility, the beginning for unlocking the DeFi opportunity. Amazing stuff. But now if you're looking at the dominance here, dominance is continuing to fall down, guys. This is amazing. And next, major support for the dominance would be around 58.59%, which is still quite low from where we are. This means more upside to be expected, especially with the way Bitcoin is moving. Bitcoin's actually pushing out right now, $120,200 right now, while the dominance is pulling down. And yet you are seeing, Bitcoin's still obviously seeing a positive impact. But let's give XRP a refresh live and really see what's happening with the XRP's price. So XRP, you can see $2.28 right now. We are literally battling out with this key resistance. We can't make this up. We're literally sitting right above that range. But I'm targeting that all-time high to be retested, in the upcoming hours ahead of us, based off of what we're seeing. And that only is a move of about 3.74%. So today, we want to see this close. Really, really important. If we see this close, let the fireworks begin. We could actually see this week alone the price of XRP pushing up to all-time highs, the unofficial all-time high, which of course everyone wants to see. But do let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let's keep it realistic. Have those targets. If you are obviously in it for locking in profits, make sure you are sticking with your exit strategies and be realistic, of course. Obviously, if you're in for the long haul, then again, patience is your number one key to follow. That's literally it. Simple as that. Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.